Hi, I'm Dr. Varudhini Kankipati and welcome to my channel. Have you ever felt like you were failing? That everyone else was ahead of you and you are stumbling, you're stagnant, or just don't have any movement? Now, this is a common feeling and we all experience it in some shape or form. So when you feel like you're being left behind and everyone else is ahead, and you feel like, okay, everyone else is making more money, they have better jobs, they are buying bigger houses, they're having more success, and you feel like you are left behind or you're not achieved that. Basically what I'm saying is, in short, you're not feeling successful. Because you're not feeling successful, one can tend to feel like you've failed, that you are a failure. Now, these are two concepts, success and failure. And there's something that's very natural for us to constantly be evaluating and perceiving whether we've made it or not. Now, truth be told, from the moment we're born and we start school and you realize like, oh, I have to do well in school, because if I do well in school and I get good grades, I get into a good university. If I get into a good university, I get into good jobs. If I get a good job, I will get a good paycheck, I will get promotions, I will get success. This formula is something that is indirectly taught. Sometimes our parents and teachers and people around tell us that, but even if they don't tell us in so many words, it's understood that when I go to school or when I start my life, I have to be successful. That's drilled into us. So when that is such a concept that's drilled in from when we're young, we're bound to feel like, am I successful or not? And you start comparing yourself. And the moment you start comparing yourself, you're going to invariably find that there are more people doing better than you, and you start to feel bad. You start to feel like you're a failure, and that starts to color our experience of our life. If you take your phone and you start looking at your Insta, all you see is people vacationing, buying things, success stories of what they have achieved. And can you imagine? You're constantly looking at all the feeds that is only telling you that message, that their life is perfect, and that your life, when you look around and you're like, well, yeah, this is my job, this is all I can afford, and this is what I can do, you start to feel like you haven't achieved success, and that everybody else around has achieved it. It's another story that the feeds or information that people only share are the ones of their success, and we know that. But even if we know that, we don't let that reality set in, because we are constantly seeing how we're not successful. So we end up comparing ourselves to people around, and we see that our success is not where it needs to be. So the way we feel our worth comes from two variables: how people perceive our success, and therefore the way we perceive our success. And second is, are we doing it in our age? Our age matters. By 30, have I achieved this? By 40, have I achieved this? By 50, have I achieved it? So they're basically two variables that determine the way we feel about ourselves in terms of success. The success is how much we've achieved compared to other people around. And two is, did we do it sooner than everybody else? And so these two variables determine a lot about the way we feel about ourselves. And this is the key. We are taught, or the way we look at our society is, we give value for people who are successful, and we want that. We want to be that uncle or aunt or sister or brother or whoever has made it, because we see how people around treat them, how people around praise them, how people around feel like they're living life to the fullest, and we want that for ourselves. And then that determines, because if we do that and we think, if other people value me, therefore I give permission to value me. And that's the core. So you might look at people around and say, are they valuing me? Or by how well I'm doing? But if you take one deeper level look at this, it's about, why do I not feel worthy, or why do I not value where I'm at? And that's the core. So if we start to break all of this out and look at, listen, let me go back to the drawing board. Because I have realized that not all successful people are happy or content. Okay? Not that you have to achieve success. If you've noticed, the younger people achieve success, the more likely they have struggling with life, because everything is about timing. It's about how you process, how you grow, how you take failures and success. And only thing you see is success, but you will not see the 100 times that a person has failed before they reach that success. And we get fixated on the people who've achieved success with the least number of failures. That's not the common story. There's a reason we need to fail, because it helps us in our success. It helps sustain our worth in ourselves. So let's go back to the drawing board. One thing is, if we need to value ourselves, we need to value ourselves in 2 dimensions. And where do you feel like you get the most meaning in your life? And where do you want to put your energy? And I have seen 2 variables come up in that. One is when you invest in meaningful relationships, because that helps you to experience life. You have good support, good relationships through good times and bad times. That helps you. And you need to invest in these meaningful relationships. That will be determinant on the quality of life. And the second is, are you investing in work that means something to you? And that's the key to success. Are you investing in meaningful relationships, and are you investing in meaningful work for yourself? And if you do these 2 things, you start to understand that you're going to measure your success on how you feel about yourself and not so much on the people around. I hope this topic has meant something to you, because I know that this is something we all struggle with. And it's so fundamental because it's ingrained in all of us that we have to be successful. And also it's ingrained that we only respect or feel like we've achieved something when other people think of you as successful. So if we start to invest in ourselves and understand what gives meaning to us, we will be able to change the way we experience our whole life and also success. Thank you for joining me. I hope you all take care, and I will see you soon. If you liked what I shared, please do like, share, and subscribe. Bye.